So remember how we were told that Georgia's election laws were Jim Crow 2.0? Well, those people are actually back now. Folks, this is The Brink. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like me and you like what we do here. And if you love it, you can also become a Daily Caller Patriot. There's a link in the description below, so check it out. So Georgia passed a bunch of new laws in 2021 about voting integrity. And this is what Democrats had to say.
Jim Crow 2.0.
It's Jim Crow 2.0.
Max of 50s era Jim Crow abuse, albeit updated to a 2.0 version.
And now a judge is telling them that their allegations of racism, they don't really hold up to legal muster. All right, so first Democrats said that the, ban on food and water hurts black voters because black voters are more likely to wait in line to vote. So for starters, there is no ban, okay? The state law just cracks down on what is known as line warming, which is like, an activist, for instance, or a volunteer who tries to persuade a voter to vote one way, and they do so by, giving them water or treats, you name it. But the law literally says that it, quote, shall not be construed to prohibit a poll officer from distributing or from making available self-service water. So Democrats lied, per usual, but that doesn't even matter because the court said that the lawsuit from the, civil rights organizations don't really prove at all that black voters, one, wait in lines longer than white voters, and that this law was actually racist. So that is win number 1 for election integrity. Then they complained about a new drop box provision, which said that drop boxes, 1, must be under constant surveillance, pretty fair, located indoors, and only available during early voting hours. And then the law goes ahead and it mandates that each county must have at least one drop box with an additional drop box for every 100,000 registered voters. So more drop boxes, right? Now the suit, though, it argues that this provision actually hurts black voters in 3 counties that have a very high black population. But the court said, well, hey, in other counties with high black populations, there was no disparate impact on these voters. Then the suit argued that it was harmful to black voters that the law now requires voters to apply for an absentee ballot no later than 11 days before the election. Now the suit claims that it's, unfair because black voters use absentee ballots more than white voters. But the court said, look, even if that is true, you didn't give us any evidence to support the claim that this law would then hurt those black voters. So again, making a claim without any evidence. Another provision was that voters, and wait for this one, have to show ID. Now, the lawsuit cried foul, but the judge ruled that the plaintiffs had, again, no evidence proving that black voters lacked acceptable forms of ID at a higher rates than whites. Keep in mind, this law says you can use a utility bill, a government document, a bank statement. There are so many options. And isn't it just amazing how anytime a state legislature, they want to safeguard an election with legitimate provisions like showing an ID, somehow the soft bigotry of low expectations comes back around for these so-called, activist groups who claim to care so much about black voters. And Democrats are willing to cry racism on everything that has to do with election integrity. Everything. I just realized that was like 4 minutes of talking about that, but it's an important topic, folks, especially when we head into 2024. But we got another doozy for you. So the Biden administration threatened banks that refused to lend money to illegal immigrants. Yes, you heard that correctly. So the administration, they put a statement out on Thursday telling banks that even though it's not illegal to consider a person's immigration status when deciding whether to lend them money, if you do it too much, you could be breaking the law. The law, which, mind you, does not say that citizenship is a protected status. Now, the reason that this is, in the spotlight is because apparently some consumers complain that they were rejected from a, personal, student, credit, auto loan, you name it, because they're illegal, but that since they have good credit history, they really shouldn't be getting denied. So just to, put this into perspective for us, you go out, you bust your ass, you put your hard-earned money into a bank that you are supposed to be able to trust to then make responsible decision when it comes to loaning out your money, right? So I don't know, I guess it just, seems fair to me that if a bank said, you know what, this person broke the law to get here, they're here illegally, so I don't know, maybe they're not the best candidate to give our clients hard-earned money to. But apparently, that's just racist. Everything is racist, right? You're racist, he's racist. I feel like Oprah Winfrey, right? Everything is racist. Everyone gets a racism card. Folks, we'll see you next week on The Brink.